Welcome to On the Last Episode, the podcast for English learners who like movies and series. Here you can improve your English and have fun with our episodes and exercises. This is episode number 4, The Tale of Two Futures, with our host Jennifer.
Good morning, everyone. So, are you excited? Less than 2 weeks before Christmas. I must say I am quite excited. As I told you before, I love Christmas. And this time of year is just so amazing, all the positive energy. And then right after that, we have New Year. And I see New Year as a chance. Every New Year, we have a chance for a new beginning. It's like a white paper, you can do whatever because it's new. So that's why I really like New Year, and well, the whole atmosphere from Christmas is also very nice, and then getting together with family. I'm really looking forward to doing that this year. And today we are going to have a different type of podcast, one that we still did not have before, because today we are going to compare two series. Okay, so we are going to compare Humans and Westworld. So why would I do something like this? Is because both of those series, they now have at least one whole season that is finished. Okay, Humans actually is already on season 2, but Westworld finished a few weeks ago. And they both have some sort of robot that is a humanoid. So that means that the robots, they look like humans. And they also both discuss about the whole artificial intelligence, or AI. And some of those characters, they are actually conscious about what they are and who they are. Okay, so but before we really get deep into this whole AI and why they are good or not good, I really think it's important to just give you a summary of the plot of each of those series in case you haven't heard or haven't watched them yet. Okay, so Humans is already in season 2. Okay, it is a British series, and the robots in that are humanoids in this series, they are called synths. So this is basically a short form for synthetics. Okay, and they are used to help humans in everyday activities that may be too mechanical or too boring for humans. So they use extra help, and the extra help now comes from Sims. Okay, so in this show, humans and synths, they live together, and so they cohabitate the same space. And there is a small group of those synths who are conscious, and this group, they are like a family. Okay, so, and this is something that is very interesting in this show. They form a family, and they are persecuted by a group, so they have to hide, because come on, having robots that can actually feel and think for themselves is quite big, huh? And one of the conscious synths, she while she's hiding, she has to pretend she has no idea, that she's a robot and that she's conscious. So but she hides, but she hides like she was a normal robot. Okay, and she ends up hiding in some sort of a brothel, and she suffers abuse and violence because come on, they think it's just a robot, right? And so a robot would not feel, but she can. And so with time, she becomes very angry, and at some point even violent, because she's rebelling against everything that bad that mankind or man did to her. So she at some point starts really rebelling against all the violence that was caused to her. Okay, so then going to Westworld. Westworld, they just finished, okay, season 1 a few weeks ago, and I just finished watching the first season. That's also why we are just now talking about Westworld. And it is an HBO production. And here, the robots, they are called hosts. So here you can already see also that the way they treat those robots in this show, it's also less kind, if you want, okay? And the purpose of those hosts is just to serve humans and to be used by them. Why is that? They live inside a park, okay, so some sort of futuristic amusement park, if you want, okay, and well, as the name says, Westworld, so it's like the Wild West. And inside this park, basically everything and anything is allowed. So what does that mean? Killing is allowed and robbing is allowed. So it's supposed to be a place where people can just go and let themselves just be crazy. Okay, because basically there, the only people who can get hurt are the hosts. Human beings, the guns don't hurt them. Okay, of course, if they are fighting with hosts, they might get bruises, but nothing that is serious. So because this place has no rules, humans, they tend to become very violent against those hosts. And there's the problem. Some of those hosts, somehow, we really are not quite sure how or why this is happening, but some of them are starting to wake up and become conscious about who they are and what's happening to them. Okay, and so, of course, after being treated so badly for so long, here we see a lot more anger from robots towards humans, for example. And so in Westworld, we really see a darker vision or perception of humankind, and this is very interesting. Okay, so now coming to some comparisons already. So both shows, they have the same idea, okay, that we have robots, and some of those robots, they become conscious and they can feel and they can think for themselves. And also, of course, this whole AI, but they really react differently because of the reality where they live. So in humans, some of those things, they actually experience love and they care for people because they get to experience how it is or how it feels to be part of a family, how it feels to be part of a group. So in humans, we really see a bit more of a mixture, if you want, of how sometimes, depending on what happened to you, you can become angry and you can rebel, but basically they show us a better picture of what humans actually are. Okay, while in Westworld, we really see a lot more of the bad inside of people. Okay, so the hosts, they are mistreated, they suffer abuse, they suffer violence, and of course then when they start to figure out what is happening to them, what comes out most times is the worst in people. And of course, again, you see some of the hosts, they express having feelings, okay, they express, they feel love, but usually even the love they feel is more like passion. So in Westworld, everything basically is a lot stronger and a lot more violent. even when it's love, it's more violent, it's more intense than on humans. And so this shows, they also of course make us really question a lot of things. For example, what makes us human? So what is the difference? I mean, if a robot can think and can have feelings to a certain extent, so should one day this be possible, what will differentiate ourselves from them? So what makes us human? Nowadays, usually people say we are human because we can differentiate right from wrong and animals cannot. And that we can make decisions in a way that animals cannot. But if we ever have robots that can do the same, so what then? And this becomes very clear in both series, because in both series, at some point in season 1, we find out that there's someone that we thought was a human, but that actually is a robot. And no one has any idea. I mean, not even us watching the series. And then you go like, oh my god, how is that possible? How is it that I had no idea that this was not a person, this was a robot? It really makes you think, you start to think, what actually makes us so special or not? And even, especially in some of the last episodes of Westworld, there is this big discussion about greatness and God and the whole consciousness. And you really, really, if you want, of course, can start asking yourself so many questions about consciousness and how we decide, because then there is also this idea that is more clear also on Westworld than on humans, that sometimes what, at least the robots there, they think it's them deciding. And then there's this doubt, maybe actually someone is controlling, someone is making them decide a few things. But they are so convinced that this time they are in control. And then, we could do the same with our lives. With the whole media and marketing, how much or how many of our decisions are actually our decisions? Or is it the environment? Or is it marketing? Or some of those triggers and persuasion techniques that are actually, or even society sometimes, that are actually making us do things, even when we think that it was our decision. And so both shows, they bring this discussion on how society is and how society maybe will be in a near future, because I really don't think we are too far away from something like that. Maybe not robots that are conscious, but from some sort of humanoid robot that really acts and looks very much alive and like a human. I really don't think we're far away from that. And both shows, they are really, really amazing. If you like anything like that, and the plots, they are so amazing. Everything that comes from HBO is amazing anyway. But they really are worth watching. And should you be in doubt about which one to follow, in case you don't have time or energy to watch both, you should just be aware that humans, you will see them living together and the same, helping humans. And of course, then when those who are conscious, they are persecuted, and of course you will see sometimes them turning on people. But basically on humans, what you get is more of a philosophical discussion. Okay, how would we react? Because there you really see there is a family, besides the robots family, and they get mixed up into the whole plot and the problem from those things. And so there the discussion really is more philosophical about what makes us so special, and how we would feel having those perfect, almost human beings. I mean, depending on how you see those types of robots, they could almost be compared as to gods, because I mean, come on, they don't get tired. Okay, on humans you see them charging, but in Westworld you don't even see them charging. And apparently they eat, they drink, so they really look and act like humans, but they are a lot stronger than we are. They don't make mistakes. The logical thinking is way better than ours in most parts. So what then? I mean, are we going to become obsolete? And in Westworld, you see more really of the, like I said already before, like the wild part of humans, if you want. When there are no rules, how would humans act? And it's also very interesting. So of course in Westworld you will see a lot more violence. So if you don't like violence too much, you should probably start at least with humans. But if you like a good Western especially, but then you also have to like some sci-fi or technology at least, because it's not all just sci-fi. We also have a lot of other things going on in there. And yeah, if you like action, then Westworld is for you. But I would really highly suggest that you try both, because you will see that after watching both, you will start asking yourself some different kinds of questions. And it really is very interesting, especially because Humans is already in the second season. And in the second season, we have a whole new sort of new questions and new realities and things happening. And it is just really amazing. But I'm also looking forward to next year being able to continue with Westworld. And because Westworld, some people are saying is going to be, or at least they are hoping that it will become the next big thing for HBO, because as we know, Game of Thrones is ending soon, and so they are already investing in something that might be able to take its place and really catch some of the viewers, okay, that maybe are going to be lost after Game of Thrones finishes. I'm not so sure they're there yet, but who knows, maybe in second season and third season it will, I mean, as soon as we have a bigger plot, a bigger picture, maybe then maybe it will be just as amazing as Game of Thrones. I hope you have an amazing week, and next week we are going to have a special week with a few extra things happening because it's Christmas. Okay, but yes, you can count on an episode next week too. So, talk to you soon. Bye.
Don't forget to check our website for the transcripts and exercises at www.onthelast episode.com.